Hey, what's going on? Today I got some Spider-Man PS4 I'm going to talk about a little right here. I've been a Spider-Man fan for a long time, and I see a lot of smaller YouTubers following up on the game, so I figure I'm in as well. I haven't really been posting much else. Just kind of getting bored with the games I got. Looking forward to Spider-Man PS4, so I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Watch Dogs 2 gameplay in the background. And this game is actually extremely relevant for the topic I'm talking about here. Because what I'm going to talk about is post-game content for Spider-Man PS4. Because that's my biggest fear with the game, that I'm going to play the story, I'm going to love it, it's going to be like 15 to 20 hours, and then after that, if there's nothing to do, I just walk around, web swing. Yeah, that's my biggest fear for Spider-Man PS4. In this video I'm going to talk about what really could fix that, what can make a good open world. So without further ado, 56-second intro is long enough, I guess. First thing that would make Spider-Man PS4's post-game good, really, is fun web swinging. Because, when you look at any Spider-Man video, usually it talks about what they love about the game, it's the web swing always. It's really just a lot of fun to just web swing around once you beat it. And main things are that the web's attached to buildings, it's fast, food, and everything. And the big thing with the web swing that'll make it good is if it's dynamic. And by that, I mean you can't just hold R2 or keep on tapping R2 in the same exact way over and over. I feel like that'll make the web swing a lot more fun. Another thing that I feel like would really matter would be the side missions. I think side missions should be something like a mix between Ultimate Spider-Man and The Amazing Spider-Man 2. So, side missions like The Amazing Spider-Man 2, you do a car chase, or you rescue somebody out of a burning building, or you dispose of a bomb, stuff like that. Except, like Ultimate Spider-Man, it doesn't happen too often, because, it's annoying when there's tons of side missions popping up at once for me. And then another thing I was thinking for the side missions is that they should have good rewards, and they shouldn't really be, I guess, I don't know, it shouldn't feel like you're just doing it to do it, it shouldn't feel tedious, it should actually be fun. Like, you should not be absolutely guaranteed to win when you're doing these side missions. You should feel like you could lose or you could win, you don't know. Because when you're doing side missions in a lot of games, it's just like this chill experience, like you're gonna complete for sure. I prefer for it to have a little bit of challenge to it. And I'd say definitely they'll have some good rewards for being side missions, or else you're just like the Amazing Spider-Man 2, they just kept on popping up, so you didn't even want to touch them. You're just gonna have to grind through them if you want that hero rank. You should get some kind of good reward, like the suits in Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man 2. You should get some kind of good reward like that, or the swing speed and Web of Shadows, or some new gadgets this game would probably have. And I was thinking maybe even have it so that way it takes you a ridiculously long time to get all this stuff, just because it'll make it have more longevity. And if they were gonna do that, the upgrades would have to be worth it. It'd have to be some really cool stuff. And then here's the big one right here. This is, I think, the hard hitter. It's gonna nail down whether people are gonna come home from school, play this every single day or not. I think that would be the life in the city, the life of Spider-Man himself, the life of the game overall, how real it's gonna feel. I don't want it to feel like a wasteland like in Web of Shadows. The Apocalypse was cool and everything, but, it's a one-game thing. I really don't want it to feel like in this game. It's not going to be nearly as fun. It'd be cool if you could play as Peter Parker as well. Like, jump into an alley, switch to Spider-Man. I feel like that'd make it pretty awesome post-game. Maybe you have, conversations with the people around, or even interact with them, like, if it's a little kid, you give him, like, a Spidey sticker or something, or if it's, like that guy in Spider-Man 3, you could take people for a ride, like a Uber Spider. I don't know, I'm just thinking of cool things that they could add after the game's over, to make it feel a lot more like a world, instead of just a flat little, that little playground, I guess. And then another thing, I'll show you. Watch Dogs 2 does this perfectly. It does day and night cycle, but the main thing is have random people just have conversations with each other. Or I'll put up an example in a minute, but like if they could just have that, and then people, like, you don't hear the same conversations over and over, it'd be awesome. Alright, look what I'm talking about.
I don't know. You're gonna need to be on speakerphone for this. Are you on speakerphone? This shit stinks. It's beer and egg whites. What do you expect? Anyway, lay by the edge of the table, spread your hair out the way you want it to look. I've got it. Just pour this stuff, and bam! Instant mohawk. Okay. Ah, fuck! It's in my eyes! It's in my eyes! Yeah, I probably should have been there in person to help.
You see, this sort of thing is perfect. I mean, what most Spider-Man games fail, or I think they failed in, is having stuff like that, you know, that makes the city feel real. You know, you go around New York, normally it's just this lifeless little area with people walking around, nobody says anything, nobody does anything, they just walk, drive. But if they has stuff like this, it'll feel a lot better. And same thing with Spidey, like I was saying earlier, Spidey, as soon as you beat any game, any Spider-Man game, usually Spidey just mutes himself. He never talks. He never says anything anymore at all. I'm just saying, he should still make jokes and everything, show some personality after you beat the game. You know, there's probably a lot more that they can do with, like, quotes like Spectacular Spider-Man. They could make some funny quotes when, for example, an enemy has a certain weapon, and they can make a joke about it. I'm just saying, like, Spidey always just hits the mute button as soon as you beat the game, and for the most part, and it just doesn't feel right, you know. He should still talk, so that way after you beat the game, you can still have some fun. You just feel like you're Spider-Man instead of just like this guy swinging around. I mean, if you're just like overlooking the city and then Spidey just says, "Oh man, that looks nice," if it's like a sunset, that'd be perfect. Or, you know, maybe something funnier, but I would say pretty much that's it. These are all the things that Spider-Man PS4 can do to improve its post-story cycle, I guess, its life cycle. You know, I'm thinking it's perfect thing for, like, I come home from school or a job or something every day, and I start playing some Spider-Man, and it just never gets old. That's the exact same way I kind of feel about Watch Dogs 2. I feel like I'd play this a lot. There's so much you could do in it. And yeah, leave a comment if you have any other ideas to improve on this. See you next one.